Stadium in Guelph. Apologies for the technical difficulties. I swear, whenever an internet glitch comes up for 10 seconds, it messes up your entire system. As we are into the top of the third, back-to-back-to-back singles by the Panthers, albeit the first one, Petey Kiefer tried to stretch a single into a double and he was picked off. The bases are loaded here for Junior Ibarra as he puts one into right field. Base hit. Ibarra will get into first. Another run's going to come in to score. 2 runs in for the Panthers to make it 3-0. Good piece of hitting from last year's All-Star MVP.
Third baseman number 5, Yosuke Fuji.
A great spot from there, from Junior there, just to hit it over the second baseman's head. And the speed of Penalve gets home from second easily there.
So Yosuke Fuji will come in trying to do a little bit more damage.
Strike one called there. Rafi Gross out at second base. Ibarra leading off first.
Fuji struck out back in the second. Waits on that one, was looking to see where that one was going to locate, and it just missed on the outside of the plate.
Seems like Kitchener's approach has left everything off the outside of the plate today and focused on just the inner half.
Swing and a miss for strike 2.
And thus far it has paid off against Alfred Vega.
One ball, 2 strikes here on Fuji with runners on first and second. That one missing away to even the count at 2-2.
Gutsy take there from Fuji after swinging at a pitch in a very similar spot earlier in the at-bat.
We're going to get reset. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Goes in on the hands, right over to the second baseman, over to first in time, and the Royals get out of it. But not before 2 coming to score. A 2-run single from Junior Ibarra makes it 3-0 Kitchener as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Evan, if you're the Kitchener Panthers, I mean, you don't like seeing runners stranded, and you like to kind of get into more grooves, but getting 2 runs on the board is nothing to sneeze at in a situation that they were facing there.
No, exactly. And, like, yes, you have left 4 runners on so far, and yes, you have had some base running mistakes, but they've been able to capitalize and have some clutch hits there. Both of those runs coming with 2 outs, stringing together a nice little rally there to go up 3-0, and now you let the pitch and do the work, and hopefully Quintana can continue to cruise here, as he has done so far, if you're a Kitchener fan. If you're a Kitchener fan.
Okay, I'm glad you put in that, because remember, we are on the Guelph Royals broadcast here today, Evan. Guelph Royals fans tuning in, Kitchener Panthers fans tuning in as well. Glad for all of you to join us wherever you are, whether it is on YouTube or CBL TV. Hearing that there's been a couple of issues with CBL TV today, a couple of glitches that are, causing some issues around the league, but I think we're in the clear right now, knock on wood. And we do thank you for your patience as we work through this technical snafu and get to pay a little bit more attention to baseball, which is why everybody's here.
Yeah, Guelph really needs a spark here. Down 3-0 early. Still looking for your first win on the year. Bottom of the order would love to create a little bit of a spark here, turn that lineup card over, and start to get Guelph back into this game.
Well, it's the bottom of the order due up here for the Royals. It's going to be Andy Leader, Drew Donaldson, and Ashton Patterson.
Leading off for your Guelph Royals, your center fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
So here is Andy Leader.
And if there was ever a spark, it would be the former Kitchener Panther here in Andy Leader.
Yeah, spent 6 seasons in a Panthers uniform. Was the everyday center fielder for them. So he takes for strike number 1. Efficient as Quintana been, 21 pitches. Here comes number 22. That one missing upstairs. Just needed 8 pitches to get through the second inning. And then we touched on the lengthy start for Evan Elliott last night in Chatham, Kent. On a busy stretch the Panthers have been on, you need games like this from your starting pitchers. You need them to go 5. You need them to go 6, 7. The 2-1 swing, and that one's going to go down the line, foul.
Well, especially in a 4 games and 4 day stretch, and as we talked about earlier, 5 games in 6 days. There's a lot of pitching that needs to be used, and only using 3 of them yesterday in game 2 of that stretch was huge for them.
And that one's going to be sent foul. As Andy Leader stretches out this at-bat. The 2-2, he gets just enough of it to stay alive, but it catches Junior.
Really good battle here from Leader. Especially as we talked about with the efficient inning from Quintana last inning, getting a longer at-bat, trying to foul off as many as he can here. That is kind of classic Andy Leader, and good on him to try to extend this at-bat and hopefully start a rally here for Guelph.
Well, the Royals, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. You know, just 5 runs scored in their first 4 games of the year. Just need to do better with that. Need to get that offense going. All it takes is 1. As that one's put out of play yet again. All it takes is that 1 rally, get a multi-run inning. And it's exactly what happened on Tuesday against Welland, where, you know, Welland, they took advantage of just that 1 inning, and they were able to ride that one to victory. The 2-2, as that one is sent out of play. And again, it was a 6-1 Welland win on Tuesday, and 5 of those 6 runs came in the 3rd.
9th pitch of the at-bat here coming up for Andy Leader.
The 2-2 gets a piece of it, and we're going to go into double digits.
Already more pitches in this at-bat than Quintana threw all of last inning.
Whew. I think that might have been part of the conversation in the dugout. Got to stretch out these at-bats. Got to get to Quintana. The nod. The delivery. And another foul ball. That one's going to drop in right into the crowd as everyone scrambles for it.
Well, especially so far after struggling against Quintana. Quintana threw 2 days ago in relief, an inning and a third in Kitchener against London. So if you can continue to work his pitch count here, you might be able to get him out of the game earlier.
That one's going to miss everybody. It goes off of Junior. Now the bat boy for the Panthers goes after the baseball, and we're at a full count.
Pitch number 12 upcoming.
Continuing quite the battle. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd. As that's going to miss for ball 4. Andy gets on.
That's the type of at-bat the Guelph Royals desperately needed here in the 3rd inning.
And now with a man on base, Drew Donaldson will step up.
Number 14, Drew Donaldson.
So first base runner for the Royals. This is where you can try to start something, make some contact with the bat. There's nobody out. Maybe try to put one over the infield. That misses inside.
Now, this is a situation where managers sometimes looking for a spark early on in a game. Do you think it could be a hit-and-run situation here at this time of the game?
With that kind of speed with Andy, I wouldn't be surprised. The 1-0. That one's going to get off the glove of Scansey. Into second goes Leader, and scrambling into first is Drew Donaldson. He tripped his way up, but he got to the bag in time, and that's the first hit of the ball game for the Guelph Royals.
Good effort by Scansey there to try to get to that one, but impressive enough just to knock it down, because I don't think he was going to be able to get that one. That one was hit way too hard up the middle.
Yeah, hard enough. You can't count that as an error. That's just a hard hit baseball, and they're going to need a new ball here, as Ashton Patterson's going to come up to the plates.
It might have stopped Leader from going to third, though, because with Leader's speed and how that ball was hit, it could have been a chance for him to get to third.
So the number 9 hitter here for the Royals, number 1. Or number 50 for many years for the Royals. Switched to number 1 this season. Holds off on the bunt attempt, and that one goes way high, and scrambling back to second base is Leader.
Don't mind the decision there for the Royals if trying to flip that lineup card over. Second and third, 1 out. If it is a sac bunt for Ashton Patterson.
Takes a look over at second, and Quintana steps off the rubber. Just trying to keep Leader true. He'll go into his windup again. Missing on the bunt attempt yet again as he pulls back, and that's going to be 1 ball, 1 strike as that one crossed the plate.
That one didn't look too bad of a pitch to try to bunt at, but Patterson decided to let that one go.
When you have the infield, the outside infielders, Malik and Yosuke, are both into the grass. That one missing outside, 2-1. Really keeping an eye on that bunt attempt.
What you don't want to do is what Dos Santos did to start off the game here, trying to lay down a drag bunt and put it right back to the pitcher. If it's hard enough, they could try to turn 2.
The 2-1, and that one missing way up and in. Puts the count at 3-1. So that pitch count is up to 39 now. He was at 21 to start the inning. So 18 pitches in for Samuel Quintana.
And Andy Leader is a massive part of that. An incredible at-bat by him. One that featured 7 foul balls.
Yowza. Quintana, the delivery. And that's going to be a strike, and Ashton Patterson thought it was a ball. He threw the bat away, and he has to shrug this one off. The fans didn't believe it either.
From our position, it looked good, but obviously Patterson and the fans disagreed.
I think that's more of a sell job by Ashton, if anything.
I think it might have been.
Whether it was a ball or a strike, it didn't matter. I think he was going to try to trot to first anyway. Well, a full count as that one's put foul. A lengthy at-bat here for Ashton Patterson. At least it feels like a lengthy at-bat, with Quintana really keeping an eye on Andy Leader over at second.
Pitch number 7 of the at-bat upcoming.
The look, the deal, and that one's fouled back. A laser beam right to the backstop.
Just missed that one, did Patterson. But got enough of it to stay alive in the at-bat.
Should mention, too, Guelph without a home run this season as well. Not really known for their home runs, especially in the last couple of years, but
difficult when you play in a ballpark such as this.
Absolutely. The 3-2. Chopper, and that's going to drift back.
Just barely enough to stay alive there.
So leader on second, Donaldson on first, still nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Quintana takes a look. Here it comes. That one's popped into center field, and that's going to get over the head of Gross. Circling around third is leader. Donaldson coming in behind him. He's going to get the stop sign, and he is going to be caught in a rundown. And a runner's going to go over to third. Two Guelph Royals are over at third base. They're going to pick off Donaldson. And over to third goes Ashton Patterson. So there's one away with Donaldson picked off at third base, caught in the rundown, but Andy Leader comes in to score, and the Guelph Royals are on the board.
There was so much happening on that play. Rafi Gross just barely missed that ball out in center field and then just kind of chucked it in. Didn't hit the cutoff man, and that almost allowed Donaldson to try to score from first there. But Kitchener was able to get on it quick enough to then catch him on a huge turnaround on third base. And good heads-up play by Patterson to try to get to third there, to at least keep the runner 90 feet away.
Well, he knows that Donaldson's going to be out.
Yeah, he was caught between a rock and a hard place on that one.
But yeah, again, very, very good heads-up base running there by Ashton Patterson to get over to third base. So here is Ryan DeSantos. And it is going to be called a double for Patterson.
That makes sense. I think his speed, he gets there no matter what. And then is able to advance on the rundown.
The 1-0 is going to miss outside. Ryan DeSantos 0 for 1. He, as you mentioned, Evan, dropped down that bunt in the first inning and went right to Quintana. Gets into his stance. The 2-0. That'll clip the outside of the strike zone for strike one.
It's time for Guelph's top of the order to really step up here and drive in another run.
Infielders in, that one missing downstairs, 3-1. Everybody playing in the grass other than Yosuke Fuji. He's keeping an eye on Ashton Patterson over at third. But you can see that gap. Not really much of a gap at all, with Tower, Scansey, and Williams playing in the grass. The 3-1. That'll hit the strike zone for strike number 2.
Dos Santos didn't look like he liked that one, but I think that one was in there. And not as much as a flair for the dramatic as Patterson was to try to sell that call.
Well, very similar to the previous pitch, too. The 3-2. Did he hold off? No. Yes, he did. That's going to be a walk for Ryan DeSantos. Just his second walk of the season. Which, as I talked about before, Evan, a guy like Ryan DeSantos, broke the Maple Leafs record last season. 46 bases on balls last year for DeSantos, just 1 in the first 4 games here on a Guelph Royals uniform.
And that's probably part of the reason why Guelph has had such a slow start to the year. That's a huge amount of runners on base that you are missing out on.
Throw over to first. Keeping DeSantos pinned over there as he and Malik Williams have a how do you do. That one missing inside. Marcos Castillo, he flew out to center field his last time up. DeSantos takes his lead, runners on the corners, and that is going to be strike number 1 as that one just clips the inside of the plate.
So for Guelph, great getting that walk on base there to try to keep this inning extended, and you hope Castillo can get something on. If you're Kitchener now, you're looking for that double play. The infielder's now back instead of being on the grass, and you're trying to turn 2 here to get out of the inning.
Quintana delivers, and that's going to be fouled back. Well, the Royals have one here so far, and a 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Castillo. And there is somebody warming up in the bullpen for the Panthers, so. Quintana with a good first and second inning, but he has really been stretched out here in the third.
He's almost up to 30 pitches on this inning so far, so.
Here comes the 2-2. Throw over to first. Really keeping an eye, and that's the benefit of having that lefty on the mound, keeping an extra eye on first base.
Well, that's why Vega's pickoff in the last inning was so impressive, coming at it from the right side.
The runner's going to go. Throw into second, and he is safe. As having to pick that one up in the grass is Scansey. And that'll be a stolen bag for Ryan DeSantos.
Ibarra, I think, wanted that ball to go through to second base there. Kind of had a reaction of, I think Scansey thought the runner from third might try to make a break for it. But Ibarra, I think, was hoping to get the runner at second on the throw through.
Just a good job by DeSantos. Really took off once he knew. Yeah, he got a really good jump. The 3-2. That one's put into left field, and that's going to drop fair. Circling around is Ashton Patterson. He's going to come in to score to make it 3-2. Or rather, it's 3-3. That's 2 runs that come in to score.
Your second baseman, number 15.
A 3-run third
Geraldo.
for the Guelph Royals, and they have tied it up. Marcos Castillo picks up a 2-run single.
And what did I say before the inning started? It was a big time for the bottom of the order to step up, create a little bit of a spark. Andy Leader had a great at-bat to start it off and get that lineup card turned over, and
that's popped up. Playable. That's deep into right field. Penalve camps underneath it. He'll make the catch.
Geraldo was accepting the fact that that was going to be caught out there on right. He had his bat all the way down the first base line.
Your first baseman, number 4, Garrett Takamatsu.
So Garrett Takamatsu with the game tied. With a runner on first, as Tak will put that one out of play. The former Maple Leaf, as you mentioned, the former league MVP, was manager of the Maple Leafs for half a year while he was nursing an injury. Chopper, Scansey, can't get it on the hop. Into center field it goes, and over to third goes Castillo. The Royals are rallying here. And Samuel Quintana is having all sorts of trouble keeping the Royals contained here in the third inning.
Hard one for Scansey there. Hit perfectly the lip of the grass in the infield there. and just completely shot up, and he didn't have much of a chance on that ball. Hard to give him an error on that type of a play just because it really was a freak play on the infield there.
And that's the second time that's happened to Scansey in this game. A hard hit ball earlier on in this inning, couldn't control it, and that one right there, the high hills of Hastings took advantage of that one, as that one's way in on Davis Nadal. And I think there's a little bit of extra activity in that bullpen, really trying to warm a guy up here. That one will miss on the outside.
Well, not only the high pitch count for the inning, but like we mentioned, Quintana pitched 2 days ago. And so it wasn't expected to be a full starter for today for Kitchener, but the pitch count really ramped up this inning.
The 2-0, as that one is skied foul down the right field side.
Got a lot of it, but way out in front.
The 8th batter of the inning for the Guelph Royals. And we are tied at 3, as that's going to hit Nadal, and he's going to take a base. To set things up for Matthew Ward with runners on first and second and 2 away. And is that the last batter that Samuel Quintana will face? It's Pete Kiefer, the field manager, having a conversation with the home plate umpire.
Your catcher, number 10.
And I think it's just sorting out logistics more than arguing anything, because here comes the pitching coach here for the Panthers to have a word with the starting pitcher. It's a bases loaded situation here for Matthew Ward.
Well, we got a second here. This brings up the age-old question mark. Is this a bat-around inning because the ninth hitter has come to the plate?
Not until it's decided, because if there's a pickoff in any way, Matthew Ward still gets to bat in the next inning.
I agree.
So it's once he actually has an official plate appearance, that's the bat around the order. Can't have a bat around the order if you don't have all 9.
I completely agree.
Thank you. So they're going to charge a mound visit to the Panthers there. And Ward will step in here with the bases loaded and 2 away. Castillo over on third, Takamatsu on second, Nadal over at first. A big opportunity here for the Royals. Right across, smacked an L for strike 1.
Samuel Quintana up to 62 pitches now after starting the inning on 21.
It has not been a friendly inning whatsoever. The 0-1 got a slight piece of it, but it goes into the glove for strike 2.
That mound visit might have brought a little bit of life back into Quintana.
I would imagine this might be the last inning for him. As you mentioned, pitching a couple of days ago.
Pitching coach conversation might have been that this is the last batter he'll face.
That one sent high, deep in the left field, and that's going to go foul. Another ball with some distance, but no accuracy. Kind of like my golf swing.
Where it's the opposite, all accuracy but no distance?
Oh, I got distance, man. Just slices to the right.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I'll work on it. Ward 0 for 1 in this game. He grounded out his last time up. The 0-2. And that is going to be ball 1, as Justin Snively says that one just missed.
And most of the Panthers fielders thought that was strike 3. And we're taking a few steps off the field.
Well, we will continue on here. One ball, two strikes. And that one's going to miss off the plates. As Junior Ibarra tried to frame that one and pull it back into the strike zone, but Justin Snively says no, no.
I think that one was a little bit more outside than the previous pitch. But I also understand the frustration of Ibarra trying to get that one for his pitcher.
Quintana looking for the payoff. And that was right at Quintana, and he grabs it. Oh, my Lanta. The reflexes on Samuel Quintana to get the glove on that one. A hot shot right back to the pitcher, and he gets out of the bases loaded jam in dramatic fashion. But the Kitchener Panthers gave up 3 in that last inning. We are tied at 3 through 3 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph.
Get ready, Chatham-Kent. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham-Kent, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium in Guelph. We are tied at 3, the Guelph Royals and the Kitchener Panthers. A battle of Highway 7. First time of 6 between these two rivals. Mark Perry, Evan Brown here in the booth, here at Hastings in the shadow of Exhibition Park near downtown Guelph. A big inning for the Guelph Royals and an inning that they absolutely needed. But the Kitchener Panthers up to bat here. They are looking for a big response.
Alfred Vega back out on the mound for Guelph, sitting at around the same pitch count as Samuel Quintana, but much different workloads as Vegas has been spread out over the last 3 innings, whereas Quintana had over 40 pitches in that last inning.
That'll be strike 1 on Zane Scansey. Popped one to the first baseman his last time up. The 0-1 inside.
After 2 rough hops on defense, he's looking for a little bit more batted ball luck of his own on this at-bat, I'm sure.
On Vega, that pitch count for him has gotten way up there. 1 ball, 1 strike. 67 pitches here for Alfred Vega. Not much movement yet in the Royals bullpen. The 2-1, swing and a miss.
Well, Vega is much more natural starter, is probably looking and is able to get a little bit more length than Quintana in comparison. But as you say that, there is, I think, someone starting to toss out there.
Yeah, some light tossing as I say it, to try to get all the spider webs maneuvered out. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Alfred Vega gets his second strikeout of the game.
And to complete the full momentum swing, Guelph needs a nice shutdown inning here. And that is a good start to it.
on for Vega. He's got that 0-1 record. 2 appearances so far, went just 1 inning in London on the 22nd of May. So that was the last time he even saw any action. Faced 5 batters in that game 8 days ago. So when you talk about a guy with rest, this is a guy that's got a lot of rest. The 1-0 holds off, and he said he went around. Charlie Towers 0 for 1 here today.
Which is why Guelph probably isn't too worried about his pitch count. It is still early on in the year, but
that one up and in. 2-1. The Puerto Plata native, Alfred Vega. 25 years of age. That one's put into right center. It's got some distance all the way back to the fence. Castillo chasing after it, circling around second. He's thinking 3. Over to third base goes Charlie Towers, and he gets in there safely for a triple.
Towers can absolutely fly, and that was hit into the right center gap perfectly, almost all the way to the 393 sign out there, and Towers was able to easily fly around to third there.
Yeah, that is triple territory here in this ballpark for sure. And for the Kitchener Panthers, after giving up 3 in that last inning, 1 away, runner 90 feet away from the plate, and gets right back to the top of the order. This is a dangerous situation here for the Guelph Royals already, as the infield is playing a little bit more in here. That one is going to skip and gets through. Here comes Towers. He'll come in to score, and the Panthers retake the lead.
That's another one just out of reach of the second baseman there. Perfectly placed by Zeppieri.
And that's the 3rd time he's reached base already. A pair of walks and now a single on his ledger here today.
Just like that, 2 pitches. The Panthers have retaken the lead.
They can do it just like that. So here is Petey Kiefer, who has been on quite the streak lately. His last at-bat was a single. But again, he did try to stretch it out into the double, so I think that's going to be something to watch here. You know, the base running mechanics and just what he thinks about here is that one's hit to the backstop.
Well, and you talked about how often the Panthers have been stealing so far this year. Zeppieri, a lot of speed up at the top of the order and now on first base, but getting picked off last at bat probably deters him a little bit from getting into his normal lead and normal routine over there at first base. We'll see if he tries to risk it again and go.
The 1-1 swings at it, skips off of Ward. He got a piece of it, and that'll keep Zeppieri over at first. The infield pushing more to traditional depth here. The 1-2 way inside, and losing it there for a moment is Ward, but quickly scampers to it, and that'll keep the base runner.
Zeppieri thought about going to second there once he saw how far it got away from the catcher, but not enough time to react there properly and get a good chance to go into second.
Two balls, 2 strikes here on the designated hitter for the Panthers. Throw over to first, and he'll keep in there safely.
Zeppieri was ready for that one that time. Much sooner back to the bag. Although I don't know if it was the A pickoff move from Vega on that one. Probably just trying to keep him close at first.
He's keeping an eye. The 2-2. That one is put into center field, and it's going to drop right in front of Andy Leader. Back-to-back singles here for the Panthers in the 4th.
Not much you can do about that one. Just a nice, perfectly placed bloop single into center field there for Kiefer.
And now here comes Malik Williams, who's 2 for 2. As the Panthers, I mean, you just think about this team in the last couple of seasons. You know, they've had their struggles near the bottom of the standings. You know, really we're battling Brantford for that final playoff spot late last season. But a lot of the new pieces that they've brought in, they've been really impressive here so far. As that one misses, double steal attempt in safely over at third. Goes Zeppieri, and trotting over to second is Kiefer. So a double steal for the Kitchener Panthers as that base running prowess continues to showcase its mettle.
And that was big because while Malik Williams does have a lot of power, he's also a prime double play candidate there. So Panthers execute the double steal to perfection to try to get out of that double play.
And that'll put the infielders on the right side a little bit more towards the edge of the grass. The 1-0, that one skips in on Ward as he blocks the ball nicely there.
Well, and you talk also about the difference between the Panthers from the last couple of years compared to this year. There's a lot more to play for this year, right? With less teams making the playoffs instead of 8 out of 9. There's a lot more to play for there and a lot more seriousness to these games.
That'll go right in on the strike zone for strike one.
And so that prompts teams then to try to have a lot more competition and a lot more fight into trying to make that playoff rather than just trying to stay out of the basement.
Every game means oh so much to get into that playoff conversation. The 2-1, that one missing inside.
Especially because, like, for example, Guelph, if Guelph can find a way to win this game, they're looking at just being on the precipice of making it back into that playoff spot, despite not having a win yet so far this season.
Curious to see what the parity is going to look like in July, as there's a big home run cut from Malik, but he swung right through it.
That's the other thing, too. It's still such a young season, still a lot to play for in this season so far.
Vega gets the sign. Here comes the 3-2. And that one's going to go off the bat and fouled away.
One of those accidental check swings from Malik Williams there to get a piece of that one.
I believe they call that the excuse me swing.
I believe they do.
A little cough, cough. And Malik will get reset. Panthers wearing their road grays with blue numbering. The 3-2, that one is down the line. Foul yet again. Another lengthy at bat.
Interestingly enough, I think both bullpens have decided to quiet down now. I don't see as much throwing and activity as there was previously in either bullpen.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, there's no movement. Everybody keeping an eye on this ball game right now. 3-2, and that's going to go foul yet again. Another pitch incoming on Malik Williams. As Alfred Vega has crossed the 80 threshold.
And this will be the 9th pitch of the at-bat here for Williams.
3-2, and that's strike three. Malik Williams was getting ready to take off the brace to walk over to first, having a quick conversation with Justin Snively, but Malik Williams goes down. A big strikeout for Alfred Vega.
And I think as much as you're trying to sell that one from Malik Williams, I think that one's just too close to take on the outside corner. And there's an intentional walk here to Yosvani Penalve.
And that's interesting, too, because, again, the depth that the Panthers have showcased this year, you know, Penalve, yes, pair of singles in this game. He is a hot hitter. But then you're bringing in Rafi Gross, who's, you know, he's
had a homer in each of his last two games.
Yeah, he's done quite well with the baseball bat lately.
But I think that's less of a trying to face Gross instead of Penalve and more just trying to set up the force with 2 outs, right?
And you're not wrong on that one. You can get a force out anywhere, any which way you go.
Then again, also Penalve is 2 for 2 so far. So
there's a swing and a miss.
You go with the guy who's 0 for 1 rather than the 2 for 2.
Yeah, and who are we to question the thought process of Dino Ramel? He's been doing this for 39 years. He knows what he's doing.
I was going to say, I think he's got that locked down.
The 0-1. That one's going in for strike 2. And now an opportunity for Vega to get out.
Zepieri's kind of dancing off third, trying to get the attention of Vega, but I don't think it's necessarily working.
Zepieri.
Zepieri loves to mess around on the base pass.
This Game 7 of the World Series. The 0-2 down the line, and that is going to be bobbled, and over to third goes Donaldson, and he gets the force out. But the Kitchener Panthers get one across. They make it 4-3 as we head to the home half of the fourth here at Hastings Stadium. The Kitchener Panthers 4, the Guelph Royals 3. And again, another inning where a lot could have gone wrong for the Guelph Royals, but you minimize the damage.
Yeah, that was huge to get out of that inning by Vega. You strand the bases loaded and you keep it a one-run ball game, as it looks like Samuel Quintana is coming back out here for the Kitchener Panthers.
And I think that would have been my next question going the other way. Is that the last batter that Alfred Vega faces? Because he's had a couple of rough innings out there, and the pitch count is getting up there.
He is sitting in above the 80s. We'll see if they decide to warm up the bullpen. Right now, there's no activity out there in the bullpen for Guelph. And I think Kitchener's starting to get somebody a little bit loose out there, just in case Quintana has another struggle inning. But I wouldn't be surprised if we start to see Guelph at least getting somebody lightly tossing out there, as you're right, Vega has a very high pitch count thus far so far.
So Samuel Quintana will continue on here for the Kitchener Panthers. And it looks like there's a couple of guys walking down into the bullpen here for the Guelph Royals. So there might be some activity coming in. That's Edgar Garcia.
Yeah, Edgar Garcia.
That's walking down there. So I think you might see Edgar come into this game. And remember, Garcia actually started on Tuesday.
3 days rest.
And he didn't go too long in that one. He only went to 3 innings.
Okay, that also helps out.
Because he did give up the 5 runs in that third, and that's when he got the boot. So, not a lengthy start by any means from Edgar Garcia. So I would not be surprised if we saw him in this ballgame at some point as Andy Leader takes strike 1.
Meanwhile, the guy that started all for Guelph in the last inning is back up at the dish here in Andy Leader.
That one missing outside.
Pun not intended, was a great leader for Guelph in the last inning there, with that long at-bat that really put Quintana on the ropes early.
I think we've been using that pun for about 10 years now.
It's kind of too easy to do.
It really is, as that one sent foul.
That one broke through the netting.
Oh, wow, yes. Everybody going after that baseball here in the grandstands here at Hastings. Only other game happening in the CBL right now, Brantford with a 5-1 lead on Hamilton in the top of the 7th.
Wow, looking for their first win of the season.
As that'll be ball 2 as the appeal over to first. The first base umpire says Andy did not go around. Andy walked and scored in the third. Chopped right on to Malik Williams, and he will make the line drive catch.
Good barrel there from Andy Leader, but Malik Williams, tall man over there at first base, he caught that one easily.
He's
on the line.
Big, big man.
Your third baseman,
Didn't even have to reach above his head for that one.
Well, I mean, anything over his head is a fly ball, essentially, with the way he stands.
Pretty much.
6'4", 230 pounds.
And it's the same with his brother, who also plays first.
Yes. That'll go underneath the strike zone there for ball 1 here on Drew Donaldson. Was caught in a rundown his last time up, or his last time on the base path after he reached on a single. That'll go across for a strike.
Still no action here in the Guelph bullpen after the first batter of the inning here, so I believe Vega will be coming back out. for the top half of the fifth.
1 ball, 1 strike. Here on Donaldson, as that one is going to miss the strike zone off the glove of Ibarra. And they'll try again. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss for strike 2. This could be a good rebound inning if you're Samuel Quintana. If you could just make this a quick inning. Got a lot of pitchers used in the last couple of days. There's a swing, and Drew Donaldson gets a piece of it.
Well, I think for Guelph, right, you have another game tomorrow against London.
Against Hamilton.
Against Hamilton, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
No, for Guelph.
Guelph, yes. Guelph in London.
Guelph in London. They're trying to get as much as they can out of Vega in this one, I would think.
Mm-hmm. That'll miss downstairs. Well, and relatively as well, again, they haven't played since Tuesday, so they have a lot of guys that have some rest. The 3-2 swing, and he puts that one foul. So, yes, you can stretch out Vega as much as you can here, and then you go into tomorrow against London. You know, there is some options that you can go with, but again, you know, kind of going back to your point, you know, you don't want to really burn all your arms here. The 3-2, as that one's put through the gap. Base hit. Drew Donaldson with a 1-out single. As he's 2 for 2.
Your left fielder, number 1,
And here comes Ashton Patterson. Hit a double and later came in to score. This has been a dandy of a baseball game. The fans are getting their money's worth here at Hastings.
Well, it's the same argument for both pitchers in the sense that you want to work as much of their pitch counts as you can, but at the same time.
Drops it down. Quintana gets it on over to first in time to get Patterson, but that's going to advance Donaldson over to second.
Just to finish the point there, you want to try to get as much as you can, but at the same time, if these hitters are going to continue to get hits off these pitchers, at some point you got to stop the bleeding and really start to shut down the other team. So,
right you are, Evan, as Ryan DeSantos will come in for his 3rd time at the dish.
Patterson doing his job with the sacrifice.
Well, it takes them out of the double play opportunity, which is exactly what I think the Royals want to do. They've been doing that quite a bit. Swing and a miss.
Well, and then you turn the lineup card over, and you got the top of the order who you put your trust in to come up with a clutch hit here to retie this ball game.
Quintana gets the sign from Ibarra. Takes a look over at second base. That'll clip the outside of the strike zone there for strike 2.
That's pitch number 84 for Quintana so far.
Has really been stretched out these last couple of innings. Would love to get just a ground ball here and get out of it. Still no movement in either bullpen. The 0-2, that one missing way outside.
Seems Kitchener has someone like lightly tossing, but
no, he's getting into stances. Yeah, you know what? I think he is actually getting in some warm-up pitches here. Yep. Kitchener is warming up.
I want to say that's maybe Brett Reed, but I'm not 100% sure from here.
It would make sense.
It would.
The 1-2 as he keeps an eye on the second baseman, on the second base runner. Throw into second base, and Ibarra was trying to catch Donaldson sleeping, but he slides in there safely.
Looked like a little bit of a mix-up there. Ibarra had to, that pitch I believe was supposed to be outside corner. Ibarra had to come across and try to get that one on the inside part. And then, yeah, tried to get Donaldson napping out at second.
Takes a look over at second. The 2-2 upstairs, 3-2 here on DeSantos. Walked and scored in the third, also was part of that double steal. Or rather, no, he wasn't a double steal in that one. He did steal a bag, though, and later came around to score. As DeSantos calls for time.
Big hit, big pitch here for both sides.
And there is a big hole in between the second baseman and the shortstop.
Yeah, good contact up the middle, does score a run here.
Swing and a miss, he got him. Samuel Quintana pumps his chest as he gets out of the inning. A quick one here for him as the Kitchener Panthers remain in the lead, 4-3 through 4 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Stay with us. You are watching Royals TV, the Panthers with the 4-3 lead.
What I like about my Rollins glove is really just the quality of it. Every year I get a glove, man, I know it's going to be made the right way. It's going to last me all year. Besides that, the colors, man, you get to have a little fun with it.
What I like about Rollins glove, first and foremost, is the quality.
It's got to be like an extension of my hand and very flexible and have a deep pocket and, ready for diving and anything that comes my way.
What I look for in a Rawlings glove is something that's durable, it's going to last me a long time. I like the Pro Preferred. For me, I just feel like it lasts longer.
I'll probably just do this whole color scheme right here. I'm going to wait for the gold. I got to get gold glove before I can do the gold.
As a kid growing up, whenever I see somebody out on the baseball field, that's all they had was a Rawlings. All I wanted to do was grow up and get a chance to be on a major league field and, have my Rawlings.
Welcome back to Royals TV. Kitchener Panthers 4, Guelph Royals 3. Mark Perry and Evan Brown here in the booth as Junior Ibarra will step up for the visitors who have the 4-3 lead. They scored one in the last inning. But Alfred Vega, who is back on the bump, got out of a bases-loaded jam.
94 pitches now for Alfred Vega as finally we're seeing somebody start to get loose down in that Guelph Royals bullpen.
I think that might actually be Edgar Garcia.
I think I did see a top of the 22s there, so that would make sense.
See what kind of leash Vega has as that one's charged into left center. All the way back and making the catch is Ashton Patterson. Diving play by the left fielder as Ashton Patterson gets the Hastings faithful to their feet.
That one looked like a double all the way, and Ashton Patterson got out there and absolutely robbed Junior of a double there. And if it gets by him and rolls around, that might be a triple for Junior out into that deep part of the corner. So that is an incredible catch for Patterson.
Look, his batting stats, you'd like to see it be a little bit better, but you have him in the 9-hole. That's why you have an Ashton Patterson on the team. Dropping the bunt there is Fuji, but that's going to go foul. You're going to have guys deeper in the order that aren't going to have that pop in the bat, that you're not relying on them to have that pop in the bat. But when you make plays like that, you are showing your value to a baseball team.
Absolutely, and we'll keep an eye on here. I think he's been stretching out his back ever since that diving catch out there in center, in left field. Doesn't look overly comfortable out there, so we'll have to keep an eye on that as well.
Well, the theme of the Guelph Royals this season is depth. So they have guys that they can turn to.
But talk about putting the body on the line for an incredible play.
1 ball, 2 strikes here on Fuji. Swings and misses. Some gas on there, no breaks. 2 outs.
Just the 4th K for Vega so far today.
That'll bring up Zane Scansey.
As Alfred Vega is about to throw pitch number 100 on the day.
And he put a charge into that fastball right down McDonnell Street.
Yeah, pitch number 100 looked pretty clean.
Yes, it did. And that one paints the edge for strike 2. It's Alfred Vega, 1 pitch away, and that one's going to be blocked by Ward. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on Scansey. You have to think this is it for Vega, as he would love to just have a quick 1-2-3 here. The payoff popped up, and that'll go out of play.
Yeah, with the way Garcia seems to be ready out there in left field, if he runs into any kind of trouble in this inning, I believe this will be it for Vega. But doing a job out there to get this far.
The Hastings faithful to their feet. And up and in for ball 2.
Not a bad location there, just a little bit above the zone. Good idea, though, trying to get him to chase high heat.
The 2-2. Swings and misses. Strike 3. He got him.
Nope.
No, he did it. He got a piece of it, did he?
There was no signal from the umpire initially. But considering he's walking a ball out to Vega, I presume that would be.
Yeah, it looks like he just got a piece of it. It didn't look like he did.
That's why you need a signal from the umpire on that one. Because with the rowdy crowd here, it's difficult to hear the crack of the bat if he did get a piece of that one.
Hey, sign language, there's a reason why it's around. The 2-2 again. That's strike 3. And Vega's fired up.
Scansey did not like the call on that one.
Another K to finish it off. And we're heading to the home half of the 5th. The Kitchener Panthers are going to turn to a new pitcher. We'll be back on the other side. Stay with us. You're watching Royals TV. Welcome back inside Hastings Stadium in Guelph. Castillo, Geraldo, Takamatsu due up, and they will face a new pitcher. The Kitchener Panthers are turning to Brett Reed, as that will spell the end of the day for Samuel Quintana.
Brett Reed, righty, formerly of the Laurier Golden Hawks in the OUA, has been with Kitchener since 2022. So he's fouled back to start the AB. Has been a pretty consistent reliever for the Panthers over the last couple of years. Started in the IBL as a starter, but has been a pretty common bullpen guy for the Panthers these last couple of years.
Had an inning against London on Thursday, as that's going to hit Castillo.
That hit the bat.
It hit the bat. It hit the knob of the bat. Game of inches, folks.
It did sound a little bit different than it would have. It almost sounded like it either hit a guard or the bat coming off of that. So clearly it hit the bat, as there was no fight from Castillo.
No balls, one strike. As that's going to evade Ibarra. Evens the count at 1-1. Marcos Castillo 1 for 2. Singled in the third. Also flew out to center field his last time. Is back in the first inning.
Brett Reed's also a guy that can give you an inning or two if you need it here.
As that one is going to be sent foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He has pitched multiple innings for the Panthers before. Could be a guy that gets him through the 5th and 6th here, in theory.
That one is going to miss the strike zone entirely.
Also means that no matter the result, Samuel Quintana will not be the pitcher of record for the Panthers today.
Yes, he needs 5, so that one's going to miss outside again. Puts the count full. Well, Brett Reed got in an inning a couple of nights ago against London. Gave up 2 hits, no runs in that 1 inning of work. Faced 6 batters. As that's going to skip on over to Towers, over to first in time. And Brett Reed is 1 for 1.
Gets a lot of his movement falling off that mound. Makes it a little bit difficult because the ball dives so much away from right-handed hitters.
For second baseman, number 15, Miguel Geraldo.
And here comes Miguel Geraldo, 0 for 2 on the day. Again, just a great story in Geraldo as well. Getting an opportunity here in the CBL, as that one's down the line foul. You mentioned his prowess with the Blue Jays system. Spent a number of years in the Blue Jays system. Spent the last couple of seasons playing in the Nicaraguan Winter League. Reed gets set. Up and in for ball 1.
I think at this point in the CBL, you could probably pick any single league throughout the entire world, and some player has come from that league and played in the CBL at this point.
And it doesn't even matter the sport. Remember, Wayne Gretzky had an at-bat in the IBL.
That's a good point.
1 ball, 2 strikes here on Geraldo. And that's going to miss downstairs. Evens the count at 2-2. Well, Alfred Vega possibly coming out of today's ball game. We shall see. Swing and a miss for strike 3 as Brett Reed gets Miguel Geraldo down.
I'm not seeing Edgar Garcia throwing anymore, but he might just be standing ready and waiting out there in the bullpen.
But the final line on Samuel Quintana, he goes 4 innings, gives up 3 runs on 4 hits. He struck out 3, walked 2. And as you mentioned, Evan, not in line for the decision. That one's going to skip up And Ibarra will field it back over to Reed. Garrett Takamatsu, the batter, 1 for 2.
Showing some good hustle on that one.
Swings and misses for strike 1. As you can see, Reed is going toward the edge of that rubber. And it looks like
Takamatsu's looking for some more.
Yeah, he needs to feel out his cue and get it all ready to go.
A little bit more of that sticky stuff on the bat.
Well, it's a hot one today, so.
He's also a big man with a lot of power, so.
Yes, indeed.
Need to have a good grip on that thing if you're going to hit balls as far as he does.
And you want to make sure you're holding on to the bat. There's a lot of people here today, and a lot of areas where that baseball bat can fly. 2 balls, 1 strike here on Tack.
It's one of the difficulties of not having a fence down those lines.
It's his 3rd season with the Royals. Swings and misses for strike 2. Also played in the Frontier League with the Quebec Capitals in 2022, part of that 2022 season at least. Payoff from Reed. That one down the line, foul.
Foul.
Just barely.
Just outside of the third base bag. I don't think Fuji would have gotten to it if it was a fair ball, but probably goes down as a double if it just tucks inside the bag there. But it will go as a foul ball.
I think those will go for some freezies if you grab the baseball. Go down to the concessions, trade it in. The 2-2. And that's strike 3. Paints the edge. Takamatsu can't believe it. He's standing there arguing with Justin Snively. But that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brett Reed. As we head to the 6th here at Hastings, the Kitchener Panthers 4, the Guelph Royals 3. Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Perry, Evan Brown here with you, and that is the end of the day for Alfred Vega. We thought it was Edgar Garcia that was going to be warming up in the bullpen and he was going to be coming in, but they turned to the veteran, Marek Deska, 18th season in this league. First in the CBL for everybody, obviously, but again, Marek Deska, a one-time League All-Star, a long-time Toronto Maple Leaf, as the Polish-Canadian comes in here in relief.
Leading off for Kitchener,
was with Toronto in 2006 and then 2009 to 2025.
Yeah, it was with in the Dutch major leagues in 2007. That's why you saw that gap. So there's a swing and a miss. You know, an active leader in league career strikeouts, games pitched, innings pitched. He's the all-time wins leader for the Maple Leafs. As that one's put out of play.
I mean, you have 18 seasons. You tend to do that after pitching for so long.
They add up after a few.
Very classic, traditional style windup.
And that one is taken back. Of course, Deska.
Charlie Towers at the plate.
6th in all-time strikeouts in league history. Got to 629 in his last appearance as that one's flared into left field, and that's going to drop in front of Ashton Patterson, a base hit.
Bobbled it slightly out there and left, but was able to recover in time to hold Towers at first.
So Towers with a triple and now a single. Yeah, Marek Deska, as he's closing in closer on Paul Spoljaric. Hit 629. Spoljaric stands at 653. He is 5th all-time in strikeouts. And as mentioned, he's the active leader in the strikeout category. Matteo Zeppieri, 1 for 1 with a pair of walks. That missing inside. Here comes the 2-0, and that's going to miss inside. Deska really trying to paint that inside edge, just not getting the strike calls that he's looking for.
Well, and Justin Snively's had that zone on the outside corner all day. It's what Takamatsu was a little bit upset over in that last at-bat there where he was called out on the outside corner.
That one's going to miss way inside. That's no doubt about that one. And that's going to be the 3rd walk for Matteo Zeppieri, really taking the bat out of his hand in this game.
Which he is such a key figure for the Panthers that I'm not surprised that they're trying to take his bat out of his hands, but also that means he can then cause chaos on the base paths, which he tends to do, and he already has a steal in this game. Now Vega was also able to pick him off first, but that's the risky run when trying to pitch around a guy.
Well, I mean, you try to pitch around a guy and you got Petey Kiefer at the dish. That is another tough assignment that Deska is going to have to deal with here. There's a swing and a miss.
Petey's 2 for 3 on the day already.
Yeah, pair of singles for him. Both of his last at-bats have turned into singles. Now Zeppieri on first, Towers on second. That one missing on the outside. Is Deska moving to the other side of the plate this time? That one's put into right center. It's going to drop in front of leader. Getting the wave home. Here comes Towers. No, he puts the stop sign right back on, and he'll get back into third safely. What a throw from Andy Leader from the outfield.
And I think that was a wise decision from the Panthers third base coach there, as I believe he would have been toast at home. And especially with nobody out in the inning, you don't want to be the first out at home plate in that situation.
Pete Kiefer got him the wave. And then as soon as he saw that throw come in, he said, nope, get right back on over.
And especially when you have Malik Williams on deck.
Bases loaded, nobody outs. Malik Williams, also a pair of singles in this game.
Big strikeout needed from Deska here.
He'll foul that one back.
Or I think also if you can get Malik to ground into a double play, you trade the 2 outs for the run in this situation to at least get out of the bases loaded, nobody out jam.
There's a lot you can do as the Takamatsu's at the edge of the grass, everybody else at traditional depth, as that one's going to miss inside.
Which says to me they're definitely trying to play for the double play rather than trying to get the out at the plate, trying to prioritize trading those 2 outs.
Deska into his windup. That one's put into right field, and it's going to get down. 1 run's going to come in to score. 2 runs come home, and a 2-run double for Malik Williams puts the score up to 6-3.
Just a flare down the line there from Williams. Didn't get it into a sweet swap, which was the idea for Deska, but he was just able to muscle it out into right field and put it in the right spot to get that double.
So Yasvani Penalve will come in. Runners on second and third as Malik Williams burns the Royals yet again.
Penalve potentially walked last at bat. When he also had runners on second and third in that scenario.
Will he reach again? That one is going to get through the hole. Yes, he will. 1 more run will come in to score to make it 7-3 Panthers, and the Panthers continue on this roll. Still nobody out here in the 6th. As Marek Deska is not having a good day.
Center fielder number 14, Rafi Gross.
5 straight base runners reaching base to start off the inning.
I would imagine you're going to see some activity very soon, if not in the next couple of minutes for the Guelph Royals in that bullpen.
As Rafi Gross steps up here.
3 runs already for the Panthers, as that one's going to go in and out of the glove of Ward. Runners on the corners.
I wouldn't say Deska's necessarily pitching bad. It's just the Panthers have been able to find holes into the grass in the outfield here so far this inning.
Big hole between first and second as that one skied high. It's got triple territory written all over it, and it's going to get down all the way to the wall. Malik trots home. Coming in behind him is Penalve, and it's a 2-run triple for Rafi Gross. 9-3, the Panthers lead as they have really opened things up in this one.
Rafi Gross showed off his speed there as he absolutely flew around third base and then had a big celebration coming off.
And this kind of goes back to the conversation that we had about that Royals game against Welland on Tuesday. All it takes is one. All it takes is one inning to really set the tone of a game. And this has really been that inning for the Guelph Royals on the wrong end of it, as the Kitchener Panthers have really taken advantage. As that one's going to be knocked right on over to Takamatsu. 1 run will come in to score to put the Panthers into double digits, and that's the first out of the inning.
6 straight runners on base and 6 all coming in to score here for the Panthers.
10-3, the Panthers lead. And Yosuke Fuji, the 8th batter of the inning for the Kitchener Panthers. One out. Everybody else is coming to score. That'll go across for a strike. Just painting the outside edge did Deska.
And I think now with the bases cleared, they're kind of saying to Deska, you got to get us out of this inning. We need to eat up some innings here. We need some outs. So nobody is currently warming out in that Guelph Royals bullpen.
Oh, Damon Topley, the legend, hanging out on the edge of the dugout areas. It looks like Andrew Case is scampering over. So it looks like he's going to get warming up. as that'll be fouled back. Although Case doesn't have his glove, unless the glove is inside the dugout, this might be just going over to have a conversation. We'll see.
Like a hawk out there, Topley watching over his ball club.
The 1-2, swing and a miss, he got him. Yosuke Fuji goes down on strikes, and there's 2 away. Third strikeout of Yosuke Fuji in this one.
Second baseman, number 12, Zane Scansey.
Yeah, Fuji and Scansey so far today for the Panthers have not had the same days as the rest of their teammates as of right now. 5 strikeouts between them.
Skied high, right field. Castillo tracking it into foul ground, and he makes the catch. Deska gets out of it, but the Panthers put 6 on the board. It's 10-3 visitors here at Hastings Stadium as we head to the bottom of the 6th. Stay with us. You're watching Royals TV.
Yeah, what do you recommend?
I love this color right here.
So I'm gonna do like a navy and red lace.
I like to be subtly flashy.
My first glove was the Rawlings glove. This right here is kind of my baby. Took a year for her to break in. Rawlings guys hooked me up with this color. It was a new color that came out, and I was like, let me get it.
I always played with a Rawlings glove. That's all I know. It was branded in my brain to play with that.
I just fell in love that it was brand new, and when you get a pro glove, you don't have to put it in the microwave, you don't have to run it over with your car. All you gotta do is use it.
If I missed the ball with this glove, it went in the microwave. That was his punishment.
He's blaming the arrow and not the Indian.
Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Perry, Evan Brown here in the booth. Brett Reed still on the bump here for the Kitchener Panthers, but they have really opened it up. Up 10-3, 6 runs in that last inning. Skied high by Davis Nadal. Junior Ibarra tracking it. He'll make the catch.
A much different scenario for Brett Reed coming up to the mound this time. Last inning coming up trying to protect a 1-run lead, and now after a 6th run, top of the 6th, he is pitching a lot more comfortably here.
Well, when you have a 7-run cushion, I'd imagine that
Your catcher, number 10.
That might open things up too, where, again, you alluded to Brett Reed having that starting experience in his rookie year. He has the ability to go multiple innings. This could open up the opportunity where you have a big lead, try to stretch out Reed a little bit. As that one's fouled back by Matthew Ward. You can stretch him out and save some of your arms for tomorrow.
Exactly, and he's only at 20 pitches as of right now, and he's already gotten 4 outs. That would be key for them here to try to get a bit more length out of Reed using that starter experience.
Ward puts that one high and deep into right field. Penalve will peel over to foul ground as it drifts over and makes the catch.
And 2 outs and 3 pitches will help with that immensely.
So here comes the Macho Man, Andy Leader.
Center fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
0 for 1. Walked and scored in the 3rd inning as part of that 3-run third for the Royals. They actually tied the game at 3 at that point. Swings and misses for strike 1. It was 3-0 Panthers before the Royals clawed back and made it 3-3. Panthers would take the lead 4-3 in the 4th. And then again, that 6-run inning has really extended that lead. as that one is going to go right to Towers. Gets it on the hop. Over to first in time, and that's a 1-2-3 inning for Brett Reed and the Kitchener Panthers. We are through 6 here at Hastings Stadium in Guelph. The Panthers 10, the Royals 3 here on Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Perry, Evan Brown here with you. As the Kitchener Panthers and the Guelph Royals continue to do battle here at Hastings Stadium.
Merrick Deska back out on the mound for his second inning of work here for the Royals. As the same man he came to face last inning, Charlie Towers, will be back up at the dish. Towers already 2 for 3 on the day with a single and a triple, and 2 runs scored. That first pitch will go high for ball 1. Popped up there.
He skies it there. Donaldson will make the catch.
Much better start there from Merrick Deska. So that'll flip the lineup card over for Matteo Zeppieri. Who's currently 1 for 1 with 3 walks on the day so far. That'll go outside for ball 1. High and outside. 2-0 now to Zeppieri. In there, 2-1. Deska off to a much better start than he had last inning when the Panthers had their 6 runs. So that'll be fouled back, evening the count at 2-2. Deska working quickly here after the quick inning from Brett Reed in the bottom of the 6th. So called strike 3. Zephyr did not love the call there, but nonetheless, that'll be out number 2.
I'm turning into tech producer, Evan. Keep on going.
You go ahead, my friend. So that'll bring up Petey Kiefer to the plate. 3 for 4 on the day with 3 singles. Had an RBI last inning, as that will be dropped there by Ward, as that'll be ball number 1. One point looked like Ryan DeSantos was warming in the bullpen, the current DH for the Guelph Royals. So that'll be cut on and missed by Petey Kiefer there at the top of the zone. Does not appear to be throwing right now, does DeSantos, but so far, Deska off to a much better inning so far, retiring the first 2 pretty quickly. Called strike 2 on the inside part of the plate, putting things at 1-2. Kicks and deals. Sharply slashed, foul down the line there. Deska now up to 34 pitches so far in his inning and 2/3. Just could not get some of those Panthers out last inning as balls fell. So that'll be shot into shallow right field. Coming on to make the catch is Castillo, and that'll end the inning.
Pitcher is retired in order. We've reached the 7th
As
inning
now,
stretch here at Hastings.
we head into the 7th inning stretch here at Hastings Stadium. And we'll be back here soon on Guelph Royals TV. Stepping back into the plate now is Drew Donaldson. Brett Reed out for his 3rd inning of work here. So that'll be called strike 1. Deska much better inning there for the Royals, keeping the score at 10-3 for the Panthers. So it'll be a cut on and missed. 0-2. Brett Reed 5-pitch inning last inning which is really helping extend his outing here for a Panthers team that is in desperate need of long outings from their pitchers as they play their 4th game of the week. And that is shot and dropped out there by Petey Kiefer, who will not have a play on it, but, or excuse me, that is not Petey Kiefer. That is Charlie Towers, who made an incredible play to try to dive and catch that ball, but unfortunately could not come up with it, as Drew Donaldson will reach first base with his 3rd hit of the day. And that'll bring up Ashton Patterson.
Ashton Patterson, we'll see what he can do. So we are into the bottom of the 7th, as Ashton Patterson is going to get to first base as he gets clunked by Brett Reed.
That'll flip the lineup card over and have the first 2 runners on here for
number 17, Ryan Dos Santos.
for a Guelph Royals team that is in desperate need of some runs here if they want to try to come back into this ball game. But this is how you start off a big rally inning here. First 2 guys on and top of the order coming up now.
Reed deals way outside for ball 1.
And for Reed, you got to try to find a way to dial back in now after the first 2 guys reach.
Missing outside yet again. Runner on first. And second. That's going to be great across McDonnell for a strike.
So there's someone late tossing out in the Guelph bullpen as of right now, as well as the Kitchener Panthers bullpen.
DeSantos, a hot shot into center field, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. A quick throw back in by Rafi Gross. A hot shot right through the gap by Ryan DeSantos with authority.
And good on Brett Reed for getting out of the way of that ball. That was hit so hard back up the middle right at him. And Marcus Castillo will come up here, bases loaded, nobody out, with a chance to try to get back into this ball game.
So Marcos Castillo, 1 for 3. That one goes downstairs. As Castillo's going to
game here.
Yeah, Castillo's going to step out as Brett Reed gets adjusted on the pitcher's mound, and it looks like that is Andrew Case that is warming up in the bullpen for the Guelph Royals. And some activity in the Panthers pen as well. That one missing outside. Now it's a 7-run differential here. If you're the Guelph Royals, if you want to have any hope of even clawing back in this game, you have to get this. You have to strike while the iron's hot here.
Yeah, you need a crooked number in this inning.
That one missing downstairs, 3-0. Castillo immediately looking over to see if there's a green light or a red light. The 3-0, he gets the green light and sends it high and deep, and Gross will track it down and make the catch. 1 run will come in to score on the sac fly, and the Royals tack one on.
Interesting decision there, putting the green light on. At this point in the game, though, when you're down by so much, I don't mind the decision, I think. Putting the ball in play there, and yeah, at least get 1 out of that with the sac fly.
So here comes Miguel Geraldo. He's 0 for 3. He's got runners on the corners with just the 1 out. and gets into his stance. Really waiting patiently. So that'll go across for a strike.
It's good for Guelph getting the one, but like I said, you need a crooked number here in the late stages of this game. It's already the bottom of the 7th. You only got so many chances left.
Geraldo, chopper to Towers, fields it, gets it for 1. Over to first, not in time. And Patterson comes in to score to make it 10-5.
I think both sides will be okay with that result. You get another run in for Guelph.
Your first baseman,
And Kitchener,
4,
it's just another out on the tally. You're still up 5.
So Geraldo is on first on the fielder's choice, and here comes Garrett Takamatsu, who is 1 for 3. I think we might see some pinch hitters for the Panthers in the next inning as Tak gets that one to Towers, and Towers will get the force out. Over at second base. The Royals get 2 more on the board. They match their season total as they have 5 runs on the board. The Kitchener Panthers, though, with the 5-run lead as we head to the 8th here at Hastings Stadium.
First baseman, number 35.
Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Perry, Evan Brown here with you. Had some technical difficulties, so we have the best camera angle that we can get at this stage of the contest. It's 10-5 Kitchener with the lead. We thank you for joining us and enjoying the broadcast as much as you can, as that one's going to go into foul territory.
Man, whenever Malik Williams puts a swing on the ball and makes contact, that thing goes a long way. It's the same with Takamatsu. Just two guys that are built the same way that can absolutely crush baseballs.
That'll miss on the outside. 2-1. Deska gets the strike there. Malik, a pair of singles and a double in this game.
And after giving up 6 straight runners on base, that is 6 straight retired for Deska coming into this at-bat.
The 2-2. Malik puts a charge into that one. Castillo tracking back, and he'll make the catch.
Make that 7 straight.
Well, he needs it. A big 1-2-3 7th inning. And here comes Yasvani Penalve. 3 singles and an intentional walk. Brantford with a 5-3 win, by the way, over Hamilton. So Guelph remains the lone team in the CBL without a victory so far in 2026. As he'll get the strike.
Deska only sitting at 41 pitches now so far, so doing a job out there, and has still been efficient despite the amount of runs.
That'll miss outside.
They might ask him to just do a job here and finish off the game if he can.
That'll miss way inside.
As they try to build on their momentum of getting those 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th.
Deska gets set, really quickening the time between pitches here. Is that one missing outside, 3-1.
That's what I've noticed so far from Deska. He works very quickly out there. He is get on the mound, get set, and fire it in there.
The 3-1 right past the glove of Takamatsu. Penalve circling around. He's thinking 2, and he will get in there standing up.
There was just slightly a bobble out there in right field. And I think they would have had a chance, maybe a Penalve at second base if he doesn't. But that slight bobble on the field was just enough to allow Penalve to easily get in there at second base.
That'll bring up Rafi Gross, a big triple back in the 6th.
Penalve 4 for 4 on the day so far.
It's a great day. That is a great day for sure. Gross has that one go in on the hands and fouls that one back. You mentioned it, the Royals in action tomorrow in London. London in Welland later on tonight. In Barrie, it's bottom 3. Chatham-Kent with a 2-0 lead on the Bay Cats.
I think it'll be a very interesting Sunday in the CBL with how many teams have played so many games during this stretch.
This is the test, as that is going to go foul just down the line. This is the litmus test weekend.
Yeah.
Testing out how deep your bullpens go, who's going to emerge as starters, who's going to be the leading starters really in this league.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting, too, seeing how rain delays have caused the game split so far for Kitchener. This is game number 8 on the season for them. You mentioned Bradford's win today. That was only game number 4 for them.
Oh,
right?
This is only game 5 for Guelph.
Mm-hmm.
As that one's going to hit the batter, and Rafi Gross is going to reach base for the 4th time today. And, in fact, this is just the second home game for Guelph.
For Rafi.
Number 48, Junior Ibarra.
So here comes Junior Ibarra with runners on first and second.
Rafi's still trying to stretch out that back over there on first base.
Ibarra with that big red bat. That one goes right across for a strike.
Well, he was the victim of that incredible catch by Ashton Patterson out there in left field, who robbed him of a double, potentially a triple.
That'll go for another strike. Samuela Bruno in the batter's box, or in the on-deck circle. Looks like he's going to come in for Yosuke Fuji.
Curious if they maybe shuffle it around and he comes in behind the dish for Junior, or what that'll entail in the defensive shakeup.
Well, and that's the thing with Bruno. I mean, you can almost put him anywhere.
Yeah.
He is that ultimate utility guy, and something that Pete Kiefer and Shanif Harani had in mind when they brought him in. You can have him catch, you can have him go in the outfield, you can have him do infield duty. That one's going to miss everybody, and everybody's going to circle around. So a wild pitch will be charged to Merrick Deska on that one.
Well, for Bruno, when you're scouting a guy out in Italy, there's something you're looking for as a highlight there, and definitely that utility, like you said, is what they were looking for out there.
2 balls, 2 strikes. With runners on second and third. Ibarra chopper is going to go foul.
Big correction on that. It's still 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Well, it was 2-2. The umpire put up the 2-2.
Okay, interesting.
There's a swing and a miss for strike 3, and Ibarra goes down. So here comes Samuel Bruno. Who caught last night's game for Kitchener. And he'll come into a situation here where I'd imagine he'll just be the straight swap for Fuji on defense.
If that, or they might decide if they can score the 2 runs here, they might decide to get Ibarra off his feet with another game tomorrow.
That one's down the line, foul. Wouldn't be a bad idea.
But then again, you also gave him the day off yesterday, so.
They have 48 games. It's a grind.
It is.
Deska gets the sign. The 0-1. That'll be sent foul. And sending about a dozen kids charging after it into the field beside Hastings. Remember, next game for the Royals is tomorrow against London on the road. Next home game is on Tuesday against Hamilton. The 0-2 upstairs.
Bruno looking to avoid the golden sombrero in this at-bat here after 3 strikeouts so far on the day. Or sorry, no, that was Fuji. My bad.
That one's fouled back. As Bruno just continuing to make contact with that baseball to stay alive.
There have been a lot of real grind-out at-bats so far today. A lot of foul balls, a lot of guys extending at-bats.
Well, it's really stretched out this game. We're just nearing 3 hours. It's where you kind of want to be, although I know the league wants to put that one under 3 hours, as that's popped up shallow center field and grabbed by Miguel Geraldo to end the frame. We head to the home half of the 8th here at Hastings. It is the Kitchener Panthers 10, the Guelph Royals 5 here on Royals TV. Welcome back to Royals TV. Mark Perry and Evan Brown here with you as we head to the home half of the 8th inning here at Hastings Stadium. Glad to have you along. As Gavin McLean comes into the ball game here for the Kitchener Panthers.
Tall righty from Elmira. One of the big starters for the Laurier Golden Hawks. So that'll go inside. 3 balls, no strikes to start off. Gavin was put into a tough situation against London a few days back. Had a couple runners on, and the defense and some timely hitting unfortunately got him an early exit to that game, as that'll be right over the plate for strike 1. (3-1) here to Nadal. That is hammered down the right field line, but that'll go way foul into the trees. So that'll bring the count full. No signs of life in the Guelph bullpen, so I believe Desko will come back out for the 9th, as that'll be just high. And ball 4 to Nadal.
So here comes, after Nadal, Matthew Ward.
Number 10, Matthew Ward.
Ward will put a charge into that one. It'll go foul. That'll miss downstairs.
Evens up the count at 1.
Runner on first, the delivery swings and misses.
A lot of diving action there from Gavin to get the swing over top there from Ward.
That'll miss outside and up. Evens the count at 2-2. Panthers again in action tomorrow afternoon at home against the Hamilton Cardinals. 2:05 first pitch. That'll miss downstairs. As we get a look at our first base camera with Davis Nadal over there, getting ready to take his lead off. As that's put into right field, and that is going to be not caught by Yasvani Penalve, and that's a base hit for Matthew Ward, as Penalve just not able to get to that baseball in time.
Yeah, just under the glove here as Leader comes up with 2 on and nobody out to start off this inning.
Your center fielder, number 11, Andy Leader.
That'll miss inside.
Gavin rocks that very over-the-top wind-up that causes a lot of downward movement at the bottom of the zone.
The 1-0. That's going to go in for a strike. McLean nods. Checks on over at second. Here's the pitch. A chopper. Scansey going after it. Throw over to first. What a play by Zane Scansey to get the force out of Andy Leader.
That was such a high chopper. That was the only real play Scansey had, was going over to first there to get the speedy Leader. And the day of weird ground balls for Zane Scansey continues, though.
Well, he's been tracking them better and better as this game has gone along. And that'll bring up Drew Donaldson, who's 3 for 3. One of those bright spots for the Guelph Royals today, where you have a guy in the 8-hole going 3 for 3. Holds off.
Nope.
No appeal.
No, I think they did call it a swing.
Yes,
there.
they did.
Yeah.
Well, home plate umpire pointed over that there was going to be an appeal, but...
Oh, I thought he was pointing at the swing, too.
That'll go across for a strike. No doubt about that one.
The Guelph faithful does not appear to agree with you on that one.
Well, it's not agree with me. It's agreeing with the umpire.
Wow.
I'm just making an observation. The 0-2 missing high and outside.
Donaldson was one of the 2 runs that was able to score after he led off last inning.
Check on over to second. Runners on second and third. And that's put high and deep into left field, and Zeppieri is going to make the catch. In comes Nadal, and that'll make it 10-6.
Zeppieri was dancing out there to try to get around on that baseball. It just kept carrying on him, but he was able to track it down.
Your left fielder, number 1.
So here comes Ashton Patterson. He has reached twice in this game. And it's only a 4-run game as the Royals have started to close the gap. They have scored the last 3 runs. That'll miss outside. Ashton Patterson was hit by a pitch in that 7th inning.
He's sitting at 1 for 1 on the day as after a sacrifice bunt back in the 4th to go along with his double.
Upstairs, 2-0. Gavin McLean, the 3rd pitcher in the ball game here for Kitchener.
It looks like Bowen Cologne is slowly making his way down to the Kitchener bullpen if he needs to be in use. Just missed on the outside corner there for McLean.
Yeah, Bowen Cologne, we've seen him come into quite a few ball games.
Pitched 2 innings just last night in their win over Chatham.
The 3-0. No green light on that one, just lets that one go right across.
There's someone else lightly tossing out in the Panthers bullpen as well.
That'll miss on the outside, and that'll be a walk for Ashton.
And 0 action out in the Guelph bullpen, so that suggests Merrick Deska will come back out for the top of the 9th.
Number 17, Ryan Dos Santos.
So let's see what Ryan DeSantos can do to try to stretch out this inning. 2 outs, but there's 2 guys on base.
Good at bat from Patterson there to really keep the inning going there. being patient and getting on base.
Look over at second. Upstairs for ball one.
Another key at-bat here in this baseball game.
That'll just paint the outside edge. Ashton Patterson over at first base. Matthew Ward on second. Ryan DeSantos singled in his last at-bat. A hard single, no less. Oh, and misses downstairs. You're seeing that plate approach here from DeSantos.
1 for 3 on the day so far.
That'll miss. Puts the count at 3-1. He walked back in the third. Later came in to score. As the stomping of the feet begins here at Hastings Stadium. So heavily, it's shaking our cameras. So that is the vibration that you're seeing with our camera feeds as Ryan DeSantos takes his second walk of the day. And Marcos Castillo has the bases loaded and an opportunity
to at best tie this baseball game.
One swing of the bat could do it.
Veteran move there from Ibarra, just going out talking to his young pitcher. Trying to settle him down here after 2 straight walks.
Upstairs, 1-0 as Castillo gets out of the way. Castillo puts a charge into that one. Into center field it goes. One comes in, 2 into home plate, and he comes in safely. Make it 10-8. The Royals are within 2. A 2-run single from Marcos Castillo. And he is having himself quite the game. And it looks like we're going to get a new pitcher into this ball game. We'll be back on the other side. The Royals are closing the gap. Welcome back to Royals TV. The Royals are making a run at it here, as they have scored the last 5 runs in this game to make it 10-8. They trail by just 2, and Jake Liberta comes in for the Kitchener Panthers.
Been a big setup man for them this year.
Marcos Castillo, 5 RBI. He is on first, as that will go out of play. It's Miguel Geraldo will step in.
Yeah, Jake Liberta been in a lot of key situations for the Panthers so far this year. Looking to get out of a tough jam here and leave the lead at 2.
Checks over at second, and that's going to miss way inside. Panthers had that 6-run inning back in the 6th, and it felt like this game had blown wide open, but the Royals, they have really stuck with it. As Liberta steps off the rubber.
We were talking about timing earlier, and it's no wonder this game is over 3 hours, considering we've had 18 runs so far, along with the longer counts. That'll be high for ball 2.
Fans stomping their feet yet again. 2 balls, 1 strike. A slow roller. Fuji over to first, or rather, that actually was
Malik Williams.
Yeah, Malik Williams playing over there, as he got it to Samuela Bruno, who was over at first. So a defensive shift, and that'll end the inning. Pardon me. So that'll do it, as we'll head into the 9th. It is a 10-8 ball game, a close one between these Highway 7 rivals. Welcome back to Royals TV. We are into the top of the 9th. The Kitchener Panthers with a 10-8 lead, and it'll be Zane Scansey to take on Andrew Case, who comes in to replace Merrick Deska. A 2-run game, as that's strike 1 here on Zane Scansey. That's put high, deep into right center field. It's going to go all the way back, and that's going to hit the wall. Scansey circling around second, thinking about third for just a moment, but he's going to stay there with a stand-up double.
And that is the leadoff hit the Panthers were looking for to try to re-extend their lead after giving up 3 in the bottom half of the 8th.
This will bring up Charlie Towers, a single and a triple in today's ball game.
Scancy's first hit of the game.
That one missing inside. Andrew Case, the former Toronto Blue Jays prospect, spent 6 seasons in the minors. The 1-0. That one's crushed. Deep right field, and that's going to be grabbed on the run by the right fielder, Marcos Castillo. Doing it on defense this time, too.
Wow, that ball was hit very hard, but Castillo was just right there and was able to track that ball down about 380 feet away.
Except he didn't do the whole behind-the-back catch that he's so famous for.
Very true.
But a good job nonetheless by Castillo, and here's Mateo Zeppieri. That one goes downstairs. Setting up for a nice finish here at Hastings. Slide into second base, and Scancy does well.
Dancing off second base there. I'm not surprised Case decided to throw over just to try to keep him close.
Swing and a miss by Zeppieri. Zeppieri has reached 4 different times today,
but struck out in his last at-bat against Marek Deska.
There's a swing and a miss. And the runner's going to go over to third, throw in, and he's in there safely. As Ward lost control of that baseball. Call that a pass ball.
Yep, very much agree with you there. Difficult position for Scancy to get a read on that baseball, considering how many people were in the way of where that ball would have been in his vision, but a good read enough to get himself over to third base with less than 2 out. The infield's come in for Guelph.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. He got him. Mateo Zeppieri strikes out for the second time today, and there's 2 away.
Massive strikeout there from Case. Getting a dangerous hitter with a runner on third to force the Panthers to get a hit to try to drive in that run. But you're not out of the woods yet with Petey Kiefer at the plate.
Not at all. 3 singles here today. He is a weapon on the base path, as that'll miss high and away.
And even his outs have been hard hit balls too. He's been all over the baseball today.
Down the line and foul, and the first base coach dancing again to get out of the way of that baseball.
Second time he's had to really jump out of the way of a hard hit ball down the line.
He's just having a time. He's laughing. As that one is fouled away. Kiefer staying alive.
I believe we can see Bowen Cologne, I believe, warming up out there in the Kitchener-Panthers bullpen. If not, Jake Liberto will come back out.
The camera shaking like it's Game 5 of the 2015 ALDS. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Petey Kiefer strikes out, and we're heading to the bottom of the 9th. Can the Royals claw back and tie or potentially walk it off? Stay with us. You are watching Royals TV.
Get ready, Chatham Kents. For the first time ever in the new Canadian Baseball League era, the 2026 All-Star Showdown is landing at Fergie Jenkins Field on the July 11th and 12th weekend. The league's top talent, all in one place. Watch the full slate of skills competitions, including the popular Home Run Derby on Saturday, and on Sunday, the ultimate 2026 CBL All-Star Game featuring your favorite players for a mid-season showdown. Chatham Kents, it's our time. The All-Star Weekend of the new CBL era. It's history in the making.
All right, bottom of the ninth here at Hastings Stadium. Garrett Takamatsu, Davis Nadal, and Matthew Ward due up here for the Royals. Rally caps are on here at Hastings Stadium with the Royals faithful hoping for a comeback. Jake Liberta back out on the bump for the Kitchener Panthers as he throws a inward strike one.
With some light tossing out there from Bowen Cologne. He did pitch 2 innings yesterday, but if Liberta runs into any trouble, I would not be surprised if he comes in. Try to close out this game. That's a big cut there from Takamatsu.
Yeah, no trouble there as swings over top the baseball. Reached on a single back in the third. A ground out and a strikeout as well. The 0-2, that one is going to be put over to Scansey. Gets it on the hop over to first in time. Bruno over at first. And Malik Williams has taken over third. Of course, Bruno pinch hit for Yosuke Fuji earlier on in this game. And here comes Davis Nadal. Fifth plate appearance of the game. That'll miss downstairs.
0 for 2, but has a run scored, a walk and a hit by a pitch to get on base so far for him today.
That'll go in for a strike.
Guelph faithful not too happy with that, but the outside corner has been pretty consistent.
Oh, and that one bounces off the face mask of Junior Ibarra, and he's going to take a second as it was fouled by Nadal before it went off the mask.
Yeah. Good on home plate umpire Justin Snively here, just letting him have a quick breather. Never want to see that.
Panthers out hitting the Royals 16-7. That's crushed high. It's got a whole lot of air underneath it. Penalve peeling over into foul ground, and he can't make the catch, and it stays in foul. It stays in fair territory. Nadal into second. And a one-out hit for Davis Nadal. They might call that an error on Penalve. It looks like he lost track of that baseball at the last moment.
Yeah, going into the shade down there. The trees cause enough of a lighting issue there where it's Penalve had to try to make that catch both in the shade and the ball was in the sun. I would not be surprised if he lost it there just for a second, or it might have carried just enough on him where it made it difficult for him to catch that ball.
So a runner in scoring position, and the tying run comes to the plate. Matthew Ward, who hit a single his last at bat. That'll paint the outside edge for a strike, and the fans don't like that one. And they are going to call it an error charged on Yosvani Penalve. Upstairs. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, as long as you don't give up the long ball here for Liberta, you're not worried at all about that runner out on second base. You got to get 2 outs here.
Downstairs yet again. Ward really playing the patient game at the plate.
The always dangerous Andy Leader on deck.
The lefty Liberta checks the delivery up high, deep. Rafi Gross tracks it down, and he's just going to throw that one right back into the infield. Good job by Davis Nadal to recognize it and stay over at second.
Right part of the ballpark just didn't get enough on it because difference at Hastings Stadium. You almost want to go to straightaway center than trying to hit one of the gaps, and just got under it, so it held up enough there for Gross in the outfield.
Last chance here for the Royals. Andy Leader will come to the plate. He's 0 for 3. As well as a walk. Dancing over at second base is Nadal as Leader swings through that one for strike 1. Next 5 games for the Guelph Royals. London is calling. They will go into Labatt Park tomorrow, as that is going to be strike number 2. Hamilton, Toronto, London, and Barrie. Those are your next matchups for the Royals as we are down to the final strike. The 0-2 swings and misses, strike 3, and the Panthers win it. A runner on second base, the tying run at the dish with 1 out, and Jake Liberta closes the door. The Kitchener Panthers have now won 2 straight, and the Guelph Royals, well, they have started 2026 with an 0-5 record. Evan, when you take a look at this game, obviously the Panthers, they get that 6-run inning, and it looks like everything is opened up and they're just going to walk away with this. Not so much. Despite the 0-5 record now, the Guelph Royals showing off a lot of fight late in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the offense really showed up in this game for Guelph. And I think if you're taking anything away from that, that's one of the biggest things, right? The offense has struggled so far this year for Guelph. And this was a real bright spot for them, putting up 8 runs on this Panthers team. And I think that's at least a little bit of momentum they can carry forward into tomorrow, hopefully trying to go against London and try to put 1 win up on the board for them on the road. But you're so right. It was all coming down to that 1 inning, but you move on to tomorrow, and hopefully the offense can carry that momentum.
What do you make of the pitching performances from our starters, Samuel Quintana and Alfred Vega?
Alfred Vega, I just wanted to highlight the workhorse performance he put on out there. Yes, he did give up the 4 runs, but absolutely outstanding, just getting a lot of length for the Guelph team. And Quintana, too. Both of them really going longer in the game during a very busy stretch for both teams, really helping out their bullpens and setting them up for hopefully a good game for both teams on Sunday.
The performance of Marcos Castillo cannot be ignored either.
Agreed.
5 RBI game for him, but it comes in a losing effort. While the Kitchener Panthers, they got hits from all around their lineup. Only Yosuke Fuji, actually Zane Scansey didn't. Zane Scansey did finish with a double. So Yosuke Fuji, the only starter not to reach base for the Kitchener Panthers in this game today. So, for the Kitchener Panthers, a 5-3 record now, and they will go against Hamilton tomorrow. The Guelph Royals, meantime, they will go into London tomorrow afternoon before coming right back here on Tuesday. That's our next home game here at Hastings Stadium, June 2nd, 7:05 first pitch, as the Hamilton Cardinals come to town. For Evan Brown, I'm Mark Perry, saying so long from Hastings Stadium. Once again, the final score from Hastings Stadium in Guelph, the Kitchener Panthers 10, the Guelph Royals 8.